Are you a professional pillow fighter? Or a 9-to-5 low-cost time travel agent? Or maybe real estate sales on Mars is your profession? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you do, however complex or intricate, Monday.com can help you organize, orchestrate, and make it more efficient. Monday.com is the one centralized platform for everything work-related. And with Monday.com, work is just easier. Monday.com, for whatever you run. Go to Monday.com to learn more.
Well, I don't see the point in waiting any longer. So let's bring her out. The star attraction, the one you came to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Miss Judy Gold.
Welcome to Kill Me Now. I'm so excited. I've been dying to get this guy on the podcast for a while, but he's here finally.
That's right, I'm here.
He's here. That voice, that
feels
deep.
Good. Feels good.
Really good, really good.
Turn the lights down low.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the one, the only, Keith Robinson! Woo!
Oh, man, I'm excited.
Keith, I can't thank you enough. First of all, I've known you since you started in 85.
84.
I did my first set in, I think, 82 at Rutgers, and then I would come into the city. But you are one of the people, who was there at the beginning, like during the boom.
The boom and all that.
And have had such an influence on so many comics.
Yeah, I think I have. Actually.
Yeah, you have.
That's really true.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, I think people don't realize that there are people who are household names who attribute their knowledge of comedy and their path into, being who they are on stage to you.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin
Wanda
Hart.
Sykes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been...
nice household names.
Yeah.
I'm not a household name. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you are. In my household. Keith.
Yes.
First, so you grew up, and you talk about it a lot. You grew up in South Philly.
South Philly.
In shitland, right?
Not in shitland. I don't like to say that, but in shitland.
Right. And I saw an interview where you said you'd get out of school and then you'd run over some hill to another school and just start beating up the other kids.
Well, we have a fight every day. You had a fight. We call it section fights.
Right.
Like, I was in 7-4 versus 7-5. And the higher the number, the more, the guys could fight.
Right.
The lower numbers were the smarter numbers.
Right.
Like 7-1 was smart, but they still had to fight 7-2.
But who decided who was 7-1, 7-2, 7-3?
That's, the teachers.
No way.
They always rank you. Like 7-4 was actually, so my class was 7-4.
Right.
So when I came back from Maryland, I just got back from Maryland, and they just put me in 7-4.
Right.
And so I went from 7-4 in 7th grade.
Right.
Like, that was a real bad class. 7-4 is rough.
Really?
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff.
Were you a good student?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No.
But did you know you were smart?
Yeah, I knew I was smart, but I knew I'd rather be funny.
Oh, absolutely.
Smart. Funny was better.
So you grew up, any siblings?
Yeah, 2 brothers.
And what was your house? Were your parents together when you?
Yeah, my father passed in 73.
And he was stabbed to death.
Yes. He had a good knifing.
And you were 10.
Yes.
I can't even fucking imagine. Like, I read about you and I'm like, this guy has been through so much shit, which is probably why you take no shit and could give 2 shits what anyone thinks.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. Because you go through stuff, but you learn a lot.
Right.
Being in comedy and around different folks has, you open up your mind a little bit more.
Right.
Than it, ever has been.
So, are your siblings younger than you or older?
Older. I'm the youngest.
So you're 10.
Yeah, I'm 10. My brother's about 11.
And
We're a year apart, and my other brother's like 7 years older.
okay. And how do you? Are your parents still married at this point?
No, they were divorced. As soon as he died.
Shut up.
But the last stab, they were.
No. So, like, did you come home? How did you find out?
My grandmother.
Oh God, was
My
it your
grandmother
father's
came
mother?
over- No.
Your mother's mother?
My mother's mother.
Yeah.
And she didn't like him, so she just came on Freddie's dad and just,
No way.
Yeah. And we're like, huh? And,
But was this like? Was it like, or like, this could be a possibility, or was
no,
it like a shock?
It was a shock for
Right.
like, oh my dad is dead.
Right.
He was rotten to the core, but you still love your dad.
Well,
no
of
matter
course.
What. And there's Freddie's, and that was a song that came out around that time too, called "Freddie's Dad."
Right.
'Cause my father's name Fred.
Right.
And the song by Curtis Mayfield.
Oh,
Fred is
yeah.
dead. Dun-dun-dun.
Right.
That's what I said. And
Yeah.
we hear that all the time. Like,
Right,
God damn
like-
it! Enough of the reminder that
Right.
Fred is dead. So.
And do you know why he got stabbed?
I don't know. He ate somebody's Snickers bar. No, I don't know.
You have no idea.
Yeah, it was a gambling debt
Right.
or whatever. Something happened. My dad was a con man.
Right.
So one of many reasons could have happened.
Right.
But I don't know. I really couldn't tell
Wow.
you what.
Do you have memories of him?
Yes.
Wow.
My dad, 'cause while he taught us, how to con a little bit,
Right.
how to, mark cards and all that.
It's perfect
Send 'em
for
down.
showbiz.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can smell bullshit from, 10 miles away.
Yeah. Well, because you see so much
Right.
in life
At such a young age.
at such a young age, and then you grow and you learn to sit back and just watch
Right.
more so than just react. You
Right.
watch first, and then you see what's going on.
So did your mother work?
She was a beautician,
Wow.
so she was a hairdresser.
Right.
And, she didn't take no stuff. So
Good.
you have a mom that don't take no stuff. I feel like a lot of the mothers in the 70s, or any mother, that's why women are amazing to me, because whatever they have to adjust to, they
Right.
do.
Right.
Like they adjust to whatever it is.
Right.
Like I seen some Alva, the comedy seller, she would show me all these
Right.
pictures and show me the pictures of the women in Israel.
Right.
But she showed me them in the grass
Right.
holding guns.
Right.
Like we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah,
now.
you got to go to the army for 2 years.
Yeah. And they, had to protect
Israel. I have to do the Jew bell.
Yeah, did you?
But you know what? Those women in the uniforms when you're in Israel are so fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Israeli women are so hot. I can't even tell you. Okay, so you go to high school. Any better in high school? Like, were you popular? Were you involved in anything?
I was always popular through elementary, junior high, because I was bad.
Right.
Like junior high school, the school was called
Right.
Orton Reed.
Right.
But they called that, the nickname of the school was Prison on the Hill. So it was just a bad school.
Right.
But it was a fun school.
Right.
You really don't know how bad your situation is because you're in it.
Right.
And you're like,
You think that's normal?
Yeah, this is okay.
Right.
I don't know what's wrong.
Right.
A school called Prison on the Hill, maybe they're trying to make you laugh a little bit.
Right.
So
Were
it
you
was good.
shitty to the teachers?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
But they loved me, though, because I was making people laugh.
Right.
And, the principal will come, look, Keith, today we don't want to hear your mouth.
Right.
We got a special guest coming to speak
Right.
because I just start coughing.
Right.
Anybody's a comic.
Oh, please. I got in so much fucking trouble. Awful. And now, what the bad part, I know you have a son, but like when my kids would get in trouble for, acting out, like making people, they'd come home and say, I got in trouble for, every time the teacher, talked, I started going, or whatever. And I would fucking laugh. I'm like, I couldn't I was like kind of proud of them. You know what I mean? And sometimes the kids got in trouble and the teachers were like, he's a great kid, that, he's really smart, whatever. But he's got to stop this. And it's hard because he makes me laugh too. So it's like, even the teachers were like, I know funny gets you everything.
Funny is just, well, that's why, in school, I just wanted to be funny. In elementary school, a good laugh was worth
everything.
Everything. I'm like, I got to get this laugh.
Right.
I know it's going to be a lot of trouble. Maybe
but it's worth it. It's so worth it.
But the end result is a sweet laugh.
You're not kidding.
The students gave me, when I got suspended from school and came back, they gave me a standing ovation.
No way.
Walking back and Keith's back.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I'm back.
That's awesome.
I'm back, baby.
That I know. I was the same fucking way. All right. So you graduate high school.
Yes.
And what happens?
I graduate high school. Then I'm like, oh, what am I going to do now? With all my laughter, SAT's a little low.
Right.
So I went to the Navy.
You went into the Navy?
Yeah, for about
oh, my God. I have to see a picture of you in the Navy.
No, you're not going to see it.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm saying because I was there for I decided I swore in and everything.
Right.
And I said, I don't want to do this Navy shit. Because they tricked me into believing that I can do anything. I was going to San Diego, Florida for basic training. I can play as much basketball, swim as much as I wanted. They made it look real good. And then as soon as you swore in, it changed. Like, you little dumbass, get over there.
Yeah, you're going
what about my job? Yeah, you'll swab the deck. That's your job. I'm like, wait, but you said I get something in computers.
Hate when that,
And they switched it up on me. And I ended up getting out of the Navy.
Did you ever think of going to college?
I went to college, like community college, for a couple of weeks. But but it wasn't, all that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be in entertainment.
You did. Like you always knew.
Yeah, I wanted to be in entertainment. So I was like, And I just kept trying to find out how to get in entertainment.
Right.
Like, how do you do this? What happens that you? And then I start seeing, I went to the Help Wanted ads.
Right.
And then I seen
half the listeners probably don't know what a fucking Help Wanted ad is. Like in the newspaper, that's how you got a job.
Yeah.
You'd look up in the classified ads.
Classifieds, and I seen the Comedy Factory outlet.
Oh, I went there, the Comedy Factory outlet. That's right.
Yeah,
that's one of the first places I performed. What was the guy's name?
Clay Heary.
Yes, Clay Heary.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I went there, and that was it.
By yourself?
By myself. I was 20 years old.
Right.
And as soon as I hit that stage, I've never been addicted to anything. Like,
oh, please.
No addiction problems. But once I hit that stage, that was it.
I say that. People are like, what is it like? And I'm like, it's like doing cocaine for the first time and you get they're like, oh my God, chasing that high.
That's exactly what it was.
Because there's nothing. There's nothing that compares to it. Like, there's nothing. It's like, oh my God, I control this place.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh.
And they love me.
Greatest thing. I mean, I'm like, wow. I don't know what it's like to be addicted to whatever. Right. But a comedy. How
did you stay out of drugs and stuff in that situation?
How did I stay out of drugs? Because of what it did to my dad and all that.
Right.
Because he was on heroin a little bit and all that. So I never wanted to be drinking and all this. So.
Because some kids will go following the footsteps, and some kids will be like,
Nah, and I didn't drink for a long time.
Really?
I didn't even drink. No drinks and nothing. I stopped, because we drink as kids and all that.
Like shit.
Yeah.
Like Reuniti. I used to drink Reuniti fucking shit wine.
So, a whole bunch of shit wine and whatever.
Blackberry brandy. Yeah.
I stopped drinking around 12. No one drinks at 12.
Wait, when did you have your first drink?
Well, I must have been like 8,
Oh my God! Are you fucking kidding me? What?
They had parties at the house.
Right.
We would drink, step into the, we were sneaking to some of the,
Right.
8
years old.
stash.
And then at 12, you have the gumption to say to yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't do
no,
this.
I'm not.
Because we were doing it every day. Every time my brother was the oldest brother,
Right.
he would get us stuff. And, we said, he said, if you want to be a part of our crew, which was the Lord Gangster Supreme.
Right.
That's what they call it. And we had hats on. And
Right.
I said, we want to be a part of it. Yeah, you want to be a part of it? Take this drink, and you're a part of the Lord Gangster Supreme.
Wow.
And we were, all right, here it is. We taking it. And, be a part of the Lord Gangster Supreme,
right.
you had to do certain things.
Right.
So, yeah.
And who was in this, Lord?
It was me, my brother, my middle brother, my cousins, and all of,
It was the whole family.
Yeah, we had the hats, like velour hats.
Oh, I love
and
that.
We put an S in them. That stands for Lord Supreme. You know how you put an S in a hat?
Right, yeah.
You can put an S in your hat. And,
I can't fucking believe 12 years old, you're like, I'm done with this drinking shit.
Yeah, I can't do that. Because it was every
but
weekend we were saying shitty.
But no kid would say that.
Yeah, but that
would be that self-aware.
Yeah, it was. I looking out the window. I'm like, I was a little drunk. And I'm like, I can't do this every.
Right.
This can't be a good life.
Right.
Every week.
Right.
Weekend
Getting
you're
wasted.
drunk. Yeah, wasted. That can't be a good life. So I start with the weed. I start with everything.
Wait, you smoked weed at 8?
Well, 8 or 9. Yeah. You get shotguns, a little shotgun.
Oh, my God.
But I'm happy I did all that then.
Because you were done. Yeah.
I'm done.
That's what I feel like with my kids. Like, they go away to college. Like, Henry went away to college, and it was like, some of these kids are away for the first time. And they're like, oh, we're going to go to... And he's like, boring. Been there, done that.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like,
So you get it out.
Yeah.
I happen to get it out of the way earlier. But, get all the stuff out of we got a lot of stuff out of the way, of course. Now, I stopped drinking for a while.
Right.
So one day we're on tour with Wanda Wanda Sykes, and I don't drink. And we having celebrating something going on. And she said, all right, everybody cheers. I said, all right, cheers. I got water.
Right.
And she said, I don't share water. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I don't share water. So the next day I said, all right, I'm going to get a glass of wine.
Right.
And that's when I start drinking wine.
Oh, wine's not bad.
It's not bad, but that bitch got me into
Right. Fuck you, Wanda.
Yeah, she could have ruined me.
Right. Red or white?
Red.
Yeah, absolutely.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
So you go in the Navy, you quit, and then you go to the Comedy Factory outlet.
Yeah.
I guarantee you I was there at the same exact time as you. And you go by yourself. Now, did you write jokes before you went there? Like, did you have any idea?
No, I was on a bus thinking of jokes like, this sounds good. I used to work at a shoe store, so I'll talk about the shoe store.
Right.
Da-da-da-da-da. And I went there, and it went great.
It's always the first time is fucking...
And I'm like, this is going to be good.
And then the second time, shit. That brings you down to reality.
Yeah, I almost cried. Tears almost came to my eyes. And I seen some other guys, too.
Yeah.
And I would have cried if I hadn't seen my boys from the neighborhood.
Right.
They said, what's up, Keith? How you doing? I'm all right. Everything good? Yeah, everything good. That's the only thing that stopped me from bawling.
Oh, but then you remember that first time that you can do it.
Yeah.
Who did you know comedy before? Like, did you watch anyone? Nothing.
I seen the HBO specials.
Right.
The HBO half-hour specials.
Right.
And that's what made me think maybe I can do it.
Right.
Because I looked at the guys, like, all right, they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
I can, because when I look at Pryor or somebody, George Carl, I'm like,
forget
man,
it.
it's going to be horrible trying to do this. And then I seen somebody, more like, all right, I can do at least that.
Like they're getting a special.
Yeah.
And they don't even compare.
Yeah, right. So I said, yeah.
So you formed some Comedy Express group?
Well, I formed a Comedy Express group around 86.
Okay.
Because I was, how comics give each other work?
Yeah.
But none of them was give me any work.
Right.
So it was all the white comics was just giving each other
work,
work. And I'm like,
hello.
yeah. So I decided to, since I wasn't getting that, I got my own work. I wanted to see my own work. So I formed a group called Comedy Express.
Right. And
that was me, my cousin, Ralph Harris.
I love Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph was there. Rocky Wilson.
I remember Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we the rest of the guys I get, like Warren Hutchinson would perform with us.
Yeah.
Tony Woods.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
Brad Lowry and all that. So we just, start doing black rooms. And it was weird going back to do black rooms because I was doing nothing but mainstream white rooms, and the vibe. It's a different vibe. See, when you're doing when I first started doing comedy, I wore a hat.
Right.
Like my Lord Gangster Supreme hat.
Right.
And had my designer glasses on, and I would lean in it, and a guy named Mike Green was like, "Oh, you're starting to scare the audience. You got to change what you're doing."
Oh, fuck you. This is at the White Club, right?
Yeah, he said.
Fuck you, Mike Green.
Yeah, fuck you, Mike.
You fucking asshole.
So he said,
wait, Mike Green, sorry.
Mike Green. He said, he's a black guy,
right.
but he said, wear some penny loafers.
Fuck.
And then, so I'm like, huh? And then what happened is, like, that started changing my whole vibe from 84 to 86. Now I've changed. So I go back to the neighborhood, this changed guy, and I'm like, I see all my boys, same boys, and I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? He said, how you guys doing? What are you, Potsy? And that's how I knew, like, oh.
But, Pryor used to dress like that when he first started going on TV.
Looking at, trying to be like Cosby.
Right.
But that's the whole thing. It does change. Okay, maybe I got to do this.
Right, and then you get on stage and people are like, oh, I know this guy, and it's not the guy.
Yeah. So, so when I went to do the black rooms, it's a whole different thing.
And they weren't having it.
They wasn't having it. And when they were like,
right.
Did you ever notice?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was, on the thing you wear in the 80s, you wore a blazer and some sneaks.
Right.
And hey, guys, yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a comic draw that you would have. And, so I had to learn to do black crowds again. Right. Then learn to do, you had to learn
You had to
everything.
adjust, yeah.
All it was really being yourself.
Right. That's the trick. People don't realize when the audience can smell bullshit, especially minority audiences, because they've seen it all.
Yeah, they've seen it all. Right. And like they price check you.
Right.
Like, nah.
Yeah, sorry, this is bullshit.
Because, you go up there, hey, man, you ever been in the ghetto? What?
I know.
Why are you talking to?
Right. So you would go back and forth and adjust.
Yeah. Yes. Until you just learn to do yourself. Be you, and it don't matter what audience you do.
Did you feel like because I know those times when in the beginning, when I'd be like, oh, I have to cater to them.
Yeah.
And, it takes like 15, 20 years to go, no, I don't. No. You fucking come to me, you fuck asshole. And and I remember that feeling of like, I felt like I was being a fraud when I was, catering, not being who I was to, and it's the worst fucking feeling.
Feeling to just like,
But I think only real stand-up comics, like people who do stand-up to do stand-up because they die without it, feel that. I think other people who are like, oh, I'll be funny and I'll get laughs and then I'll get a TV show. I think those people didn't care.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
You know, what is a lot of that's going on today with the internet sensations and all that is just for likes and clicks.
Right.
I do comedy because I love this thing. I
would die.
I
would die.
It. Right.
Don't you think you'd die if you could never?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I tell comics that all the time. Like, you don't understand. I mean, I just taped something for Vice with they were like, I'm the old comic and she's a new comic. And I'm telling her how it was. And like one of the huge conversations, which I really want to talk to you about, but one of them, and another one I want to really want to talk to you about was about social. I said, I think social media has ruined stand-up. And she's like, oh, tell me how. And I'm like, you used to have to be a good comedian. That was it. And
right.
it, now it's like this one has this many followers. We're going to book him in the club to headline. Can't do 45 minutes.
Right.
But they're packed for that night. But then the audience leaves thinking that's what stand-up comedy is.
That's what stand-up is. There's so many times that social media has been, it's good in a sense, I guess. But it's like
for publicity.
For that publicity and all that. But it's taking away the seasoning out of stand-up.
Right.
What's essentials, all the essentials that you need for stand-up.
Right.
Because you need to, go on that stage and feel that thing out and
work it.
I just love the process.
Right.
And coming up. Way you come up, the process was everything. Like, I gotta get this right.
Right.
I gotta get this joke just right. It's not right yet.
Right.
And then I think that because somebody like it, it's.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's enough for me. I was telling them like the process of when we did stand up, like when we had an audition, it was like you had your audition time. That's it. That's your one shot, and you have to be ready.
Yep.
And now it's like you videotape yourself 400 times, you edit it, you do it, and it was like, it's so much different now. And plus going on the road, like, I talk about this a lot, but that we didn't have computers. We didn't have cell phones. I had one suitcase that was a junk drawer just so I wouldn't fucking kill myself on the road, and I carried a coffee maker with me too. Like, they don't get that all day, our whole day revolved around doing our set. And now it's like, I go online, I see, these Instagrams of people just, taking funny photos or, Well,
one guy said, how I became a comic. I asked people, what y'all want me to do? And they said, well, go on Popeye's Chicken and cook. Just cook. Go behind the thing and just cook. And that's how I said, okay, I'm a comic. Because I went behind the table.
Fucking shut the fuck up, you fuck. Okay, so you do this Comedy Express, and you guys are booking yourselves at all these black clubs.
Yeah, the colleges and all that. The black colleges and all
that's
that.
when you could do colleges and not be kicked out because you offended one student. And then you did... Star Search. Now, but what
I did? First before Star Search, I did.
Bad Boys of Comedy? Was that?
No, I did Showtime at the Apollo.
Oh, you did.
I did that twice.
With Rick Aviles?
No, Sinbad.
Oh, I love Sinbad.
Yeah, I did that with Sinbad, and
what a great guy that guy.
Sinbad was great, and it was when Mariah Carey was first coming out.
Wow,
so
you're old.
First coming out.
Yeah.
Jesus. But she was first coming out, and me and the Whispers, guy Scotty from the Whispers, was just looking at her like, wow, look at who, I want to see what she looks like.
Right.
She was thin, whatever, like, oh, well, look at Mariah, that's Mariah Carey. But we know she, Mariah Carey.
Right.
But I did that, had a great time, everything went good. Then it's the second time that I went there. Ooh.
It's always the second time.
That second time.
Because you have that false sense of security.
False sense of security. You should never, and I tell this, this a lot, but everybody was there. Mike Tyson was there.
Oh, yeah.
LL Cool J was there.
Right.
Heavy D was there.
Right.
Whoever was big was at the
Right.
Apollo that time.
Right.
And I bombed. And it was like Chubb Rock was the guy who sung, Treat 'Em Right.
Right.
1990, Chubb Rock
Right.
there on the scene, and the place was going nuts.
Right.
And then Sinbad said, we bring this next guy up.
And it's like who you follow is so important. Yeah.
He said, this next guy's from Philadelphia. Then I hear, fuck Philly.
Oh, God.
I'm like, oh, but I knew, who it was? It was that son of a bitch, Artie Fuqua.
It was not.
It was Artie. He tries to deny it, but it was him.
Was he there?
Yes, he was there. Artie Fuqua.
No way.
And Flex Alexander. Fuck them both.
Were they doing stand-up as well?
Artie was doing stand-up.
Right.
Flex, he was dancing. He was one of the dancers for Heavy D or something like that, I believe, at first.
Right.
And then he started doing comedy. But yeah, they said, and then I was going to bomb anyway, but I like to...
Right, blame it on him. So did you touch the thing, the rock?
No, I was a special guest. That was the thing.
Oh, you weren't competing.
Guest. No, well, no competing. I was a special guest. I went out there.
Like, what was your opening?
I remember I told her, I didn't know what I'm like trying to think of jokes. Tina Marie. I said something about Tina Marie.
Right.
She was a singer.
Right.
She white soul singer.
Right.
Spectacular, of course.
Right.
And I just didn't have it. I know I didn't have it.
Well, like before you go on, this is gonna suck.
It's gonna stink.
Right.
And my first joke did nothing. And when your joke do nothing,
you're done.
You're out there.
Yeah. You gotta fight.
First thing that happens to you is your mouth gets dry.
Dry. So fucking dry. People, I can't even tell you. Yeah.
My mouth was almost stuck together.
Yeah.
And then
your heart's beating, and you're like, oh my God.
But the funny thing about bombing, when you bomb, at least when I bomb, I don't go into no shell.
Right.
I get angry.
Right.
So the old woman there that's used to booing and putting her arms up, I called her Grandma Bingo. I started just getting on her.
Right.
And I try to sabotage it so they don't show it.
Right.
But they showed it like 6-7 months later.
Wow.
And everybody seen it. It was right in the hood.
Did anything bad happen from it, or just nothing?
Everything bad happened.
Really?
Because people seen you.
Right.
Then, they seen you.
Right, because it wasn't like you could go online. You had to watch.
Right, TV. Yeah. I was right on, like the neighborhood singing.
Right.
And I remember this guy like Peachy. In the neighborhood, guy named Peachy, like, oh, you stink. My mom punched him.
I love your mother.
She punched him. They said, hey, what I do?
Right.
But, tell me I stunk.
Right. Don't say that about my kid.
Yes.
So were you living in New York at this time?
No, I was in Philly.
Still in Philly.
South Philly, still in South Philly. And
just commuting.
Commuting back and forth, yeah.
Wow.
This week's episode of It's Judy Show with Judy Gold is sponsored by BetterHelp. And if you know me, which I think you do because you're listening to my podcast right now, you know that I am a big advocate for therapy. I think it benefits everyone. I think there's so many people who need it, who don't partake. It is so important for your emotional health and well-being. Therapy is fantastic. It is in every stretch of the imagination. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, please do it. But please give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It suits your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I have switched therapists in my life. I've had many, many therapists, and sometimes it's not a great fit for you, but don't give up. Therapy is beneficial. You can learn about yourself. You can process and just be emotionally healthy. I'm telling you, do it. BetterHelp is great because, when I used to schlep to my therapist's office, it was so annoying. You have to and you sit there and you wait, and then I'm telling you, doing it online is fantastic. And BetterHelp is amazing. I know a lot of people who've used it. So if you're thinking about therapy, go to betterhelp.com. Let the gratitude flow. This is gratitude month, people. So you need to let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Judy Gold, JudyGold, today, and you will get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Judy Gold. You're welcome.
I read that your mother moved to Virginia after shooting a guy at a poker game. Is that true?
Yeah, she shot a guy under the table.
Love it.
She that was in like 70 something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she shot a guy, and that's when we had to go to Maryland, actually. That's when we went to Maryland for like a year.
Right. Was she in jail?
No, she didn't go to jail. She moved moved for like, she shot the guy, and then next thing you know, we're on Peter Pan or Trailways, whatever.
And going to Maryland.
Yeah.
What did he do that she shot him?
Probably
cheating.
Cheating, whatever.
That's hilarious.
Every woman in the neighborhood had at least a 38 and 22. A lot of women had 38 and 22 pistol.
Wow. Yeah. I've never
she's a tough woman.
Good for her. Take care of herself.
He deserved it.
Fucking asshole.
Fuck him.
Him and Arden. All right. So you do the Apollo. Yeah. You go back to Philly. Okay. And then how do you get on Star Search? What year was this?
93.
Oh, so we're going way ahead.
Well, the bombing at the Apollo, it took all those years
to get back. Yeah. It's some stuff you never forget.
Oh,
like that if you sat and thought about it, you could go right back there.
Yeah. That was a brutal one.
But at least you got that major humiliation over with early so that nothing was going to, like those things build character so that you're like, you know what? Fuck you. I bombed at the Apollo in front of Mike Tyson and Mariah Carey.
I had a girl who cheated on me. And she said, well, yeah, I cheated on you. I bombed at the Apollo. Who cares?
So... How do you end up in New York full time?
Well, Barry Katz. So what happened? Well, Barry. So he see me in at a competition in Boston.
Right. I hate competitions.
I know, but I was in plenty of competitions, and this is like 91, and then I call after I do the competition, everything is going good. I'm like, yo, Wanda, we got to move to New York.
Right. So when did you meet Wanda?
I met Wanda in 87, 88.
Right. But she was in New York, wasn't she?
No, Wanda was in D.C.
Oh, D.C., right.
Yeah,
because
she was in D.C. area.
I met her at Comedy U Grand. Every Thursday night was women's. It was the only club that had women's night. We got $5, but it was the only night all the women could work together because no one would ever put more than one woman on a show.
Right.
And that's where I met Wanda, Joy, Susie, like all these guys. Well, I met Joy and Susie at Catch a Rising Star, but like I met all the women who were, household names now.
They're funny as hell. When all of every last one of them funny as hell.
Right.
I met Wanda right in Baltimore, actually.
Right.
It was her, Dave Chappelle,
right,
and Andy Evans,
right,
was going across the street from the Comedy Factory outlet in Baltimore at the time.
Wow.
I forget the name of the place. And I met her there, and we became friends from there on.
Was she married to what's his name?
No. Wanda wasn't married because I tried to hit on her, of course.
Really?
Yeah, I said, come on, Wanda, come on.
Yeah,
I'd ask for a smooch.
Right.
And she said, no, Keith, I'm not going to go out with you because I'll cheat on you. And that stuck with me.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Am I uncheatable?
Right.
Like, you look at me and say, I'll cheat on you automatically?
Well, I feel like to me, that means, like, you're too great of a guy that I wouldn't.
No. No, I wish I would love.
Did you ever talk to her about her saying that?
Yeah.
Was she going to cheat on you with a guy or a woman?
A guy at that time.
Right.
A guy. She said,
Wow.
I would cheat on you.
Wow.
And I'm like, man.
Yeah, but now you're like BFFs, so.
Yeah, but still, I still don't like it.
Right. So.
But, yeah, so we moved.
So Barry Katz finds you.
Yeah.
And you move up here?
Yeah, we moved to Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Oh my God, I grew up right around there. The mall.
Yeah.
Woodbridge Mall. That's where I hung out in high school.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, Sam Goody's, yeah. That fucking mall. I lived at that goddamn fucking mall. And there's the White Castle right down. Yeah. Okay.
Jesus, that's
Woodbridge
funny.
Mall. That's hilarious. Okay. So you moved to Woodbridge and you're commuting.
Yeah, it was just, a half hour in.
Right.
Back
And
and forth. I moved with her and her husband.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, it was me, Wanda, and Marlon.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What did Marlon do?
I don't know what he did.
Oh.
His job was to get a job.
Right.
And he would come home and we were sitting back playing video games.
Right. Like Pong.
Yeah, we played.
But Wanda was always funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was always a great comic. All right. So then you go with Barry Katz. I remember the Barry Katz years. And are you working at Boston Comedy Club downtown?
Boston Comedy, yeah.
And then how do you get on Star Search?
Star Search, what's his name? I forget the guy who was booking us, Gary Mann.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And he booked me on it, and I was going through Star Search like a champion.
Right.
'Cause
How many times? What?
I got to $100,000.
What?
Yeah, I got to $100,000, and I told, I remember telling Jim Florentine, I see him
Right.
at the Strip. He may not even remember this, but I said, I'm not coming home unless I get some money. I'm going all the way. He said, all right, all right.
Right.
Then I seen him at the Strip, and when I first got to Star Search, dumb Jeff Ross, I seen him. His Lipschultz at the time.
Yes, Jeff Lifschultz.
Yeah, he had all these bags and had to help him carry it. I said, "Why you got all these bags?" Because I thought I was going to be here for a long time.
No way.
So I had to help him carry his bag.
No way. He used to do poems.
Yeah.
So do you remember who you competed against?
John Bazaar,
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Coden,
Oh, my God, yeah.
a girl I can't remember, Karen something, a girl I can't remember.
Right.
Another guy, and I ended up losing to Don McMillan. Tall guy. He was a part of the Skunky Bear commercials.
Oh.
And he asked me, hey, man, you want to we can make a deal with this money. And I'm like, I ain't making
Fuck
no
you.
deal. I'm going to destroy you.
Right. But you left with $100,000?
No. I lost.
Oh, you got up to it and then you lose it all.
I lost.
Fuck you, Don McMahon. Ed McMahon.
Don McMillan.
Millen,
Don
yeah.
McMillan. That's who.
So when you stood there, and they would be like, and the winner is, and then, was that the most nerve-wracking shit?
It was because I wanted $100,000.
Right.
Now I know $100,000 ain't shit.
Right.
But back then,
Then it was,
93,
yeah.
I'm like, boy, if I can just get to $100,000. So.
Did he win the whole thing?
Yeah.
That
was it. It was me, him for $100,000.
Wow.
And he asked us, we want to do something with him. I'm like, I ain't doing a damn thing.
That's how Rosie got big, was on Star Search.
Yeah.
Star Search was a big thing. I was always afraid to do it because...
You never did Star Search.
Because it was like... Well, first of all, they didn't want me. But second of all, it's like you have to... How much... What was it, a 3-4 minute set? Or
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Chappelle was on there.
Right.
Chappelle had beat Kevin Brennan, which I always love.
Right.
I'll play that on a loop.
Yeah, you should fucking... you should bring that to the cellar and play it for Kevin. Yeah.
Kevin losing made me happy every time.
Yeah. That's so incredible. All right, so... It must have done something for your career.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I was on, in that time period, everybody was on a roll pretty much.
Right.
Everybody was doing something.
And getting money. We got paid for our gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, so from the Star Search came, I was doing a lot of colleges from through Barry and all of them. I did a movie called Rebound.
Right.
The Earl of Goat Menego story.
Right.
And I had a deal with Disney from there because you
wow.
go to,
Yeah, everyone got a deal except for me. Yeah,
you ain't get no deal?
Never got. You know how people would get holding deals all through that time? Like, we love this person. We're going to give them, $100,000 or $50,000 and they can't go on any auditions for any other network and we own you and blah, 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 blah. Never. Not once. Well, I have had to fucking work for every fucking spot.
Well, I remember seeing you on, what's it called, Margaret Cho's show?
Right, but I auditioned. Yeah.
You auditioned? Oh.
Yeah, I went out and I was on All American Girl. And then right when that got canceled, I had another job already for another sitcom and it was on UPN and then they fucking canceled it and then UPN closed. And then, Henry was born and I moved back to New York. But did you get married or you have a son, Keith Jr.? What is he? Yeah. Is he 25?
He's 25 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're not talking about how that happened or?
What?
Keith Jr.?
Keith Jr., you have sex.
What?
Don't forget to tune in next week to Just Kill Me Now.
It's Just Kill Me.
Oh. Don't forget to turn for part 2 on Just Kill Me.
No, it's not. It's
Just Kill Me.
No.
Judy Gold's Just Kill Me.
Just
Kill Me Now.